In this video, I'm going to go through and show you every place that I go through and loot on Interchange. Now, this isn't every place on Interchange that you can loot, but this is the most efficient route that I take. There may be some other routes that other people take and some other areas that people add to loot, but this is just my route that I take when I am looting Interchange. So where you're going to want to start is over at the power station, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn on the power. You want to come in here and you want to turn on the power right here. While you're in this building, you want to come in this room. There are filing cabinets and computers that you can loot in here. Walking back out into the main power room, around on the ground around here, you can find some toolboxes that you can loot. Then over here, there are some jackets on the wall and in here as well. Once you loot all this, you want to start heading inside to the mall itself. Once you get to this area in Idea, you want to head into this little back office right here. And then along the shelves back here, you can find some tech loot. Once you loot the shelves, you want to come into this room. You want to check under these desks because computers can spawn under these desks. And inside of computers is tech loot. Then the last two places you can check on the little counter right here where you can get some tech loot, and then on this table right here. And then on your way out, there is a duffel bag that can spawn on this couch. So heading into this office here, what you want to do is you want to check these computers down here. This is also the office where you get the Goshan document. Under all these desks are computers, so make sure you're checking all these spawns. Then last place you can check in here, you want to check this back room. For these desks, you can also get some computers. Continuing on, you want to go into Goshan itself, and you want to take a left as soon as you get out this door. And you can actually, so this is going to be the food area spawn that you can check. You can actually get food on pretty much all these shelves, but you'll get a large portion of your food over in this back corner. You'll find it on this shelf right here that I just aimed at. This back shelf all the way over here and then all the way down. This shelf here. This shelf here. And then this shelf right here. So if you're ever in need of any food items or at the start of the wipe, it is really good to go and hit this area up. This is your spot. So these lockers over here in Goshan, I also like to check. You can get valuable loot such as Bitcoin, gold chains, stuff like that. So I like to check over here just for the possible Bitcoin. So you just want to go through, you want to look through all of these lockers. Go through every single one of these lockers. It can spawn in. Take your time. You can go fast. Do whatever you want. Once you check all these lockers, you want to move on through this door right here. Then this is another back office. A lot more computers spawn back here, so more tech loot that you can loot. You just want to be checking under all of the desks again. Under these desks. Under these ones. Under these ones back here. Under this little counter right here. You can actually, I've seen 3 PCs spawn in a row right here. Under these desks. These ones. And under these ones. So heading over here to Ollie, you can get a bunch of different kinds of loot on the shelves in Ollie, a bunch of barter and hideout stuff. So if you're in need of hideout stuff and you don't want to buy it, this is the area that you want to go to. I don't check any... Well, there is a specific area that I do check, but I kind of just eyeball all the shelves and see if there's anything on them that I want. But the place that I go to every single time is I go back here. I go to this little area right here, this little cube, whatever you want to call this, because there are computers in these desks. And then this back right corner with all these shelves, you can actually get a bunch of stuff like fuel, water filters, and other sorts of things like that, filters. See, we got a fuel right there. Gonna check these shelves. Grenade case right there. And it's kind of just rinse and repeat. You can, if you really want to be thorough, you can go through. You can check every single shelf in Ollie. But if you're going through it and you're looting the whole map, more than likely you're either not going to have space or time to loot every shelf. Check all these shelves, and this goes with the front of the store too. Any of the shelves up by the front of the store, you can check. I actually tend to find car batteries on these racks back here. So if you're in need of car batteries, you can check these racks. And then I'm not going to go through and show you every single shelf because I'm just going to go through and say the same thing. I will show you this back corner back here. You can also find loot on these shelves, so make sure you're coming and checking these shelves. But that is it for shelves. Just, you know, I didn't show you everything, but that's because I'd be going through and saying the same thing. So just go through, check all the shelves throughout the store, and you could get loot on all the shelves. But in these back offices, you got computers and other loose loot that can spawn on top of the desk, so you just want to be checking around here. So now the next place we are going to go to is right in front of Ollie. It is Techno. And as you can probably guess from the name, it is another tech shop. So what you want to be doing, you want to be checking all the shelves in here. See, we got a motor there. You get wires, capacitors, light bulbs, graphics cards, CPUs, CPU fans, you know, stuff like that. Any sort of tech item you can get out of these stores. Check Techno. You want to head upstairs to Tech Light. And then again, rinse and repeat. You want to check all those shelves. D player, check these shelves. When it comes to looting Interchange, there isn't a whole lot, like, compared to Shoreline, where you have to go to very specific rooms. Which I guess it's kind of similar. You have to go to specific stores on Interchange. But when you get inside the stores, you kind of just check on all the shelves around. The Shoreline and Interchange are different in that aspect. And Shoreline has very specific areas even inside of the rooms. You're not just like checking on shelves. On these shelves, you can actually get more med loot, which I've actually gotten a LEDX from here, this specific spot. But you can get them on any of these shelves since since med loot spawns on these. The next area you can loot is this room right here. It's actually the ultra medical key. So you can get stims, LEDXs, defibrillators, stuff like that out of here. I personally don't run the key just because for the price, you tend to not get too much out of it, at least from my experience. Other people may say otherwise. But if you do want to open this room, you do need the ultra medical key and you do need to turn on the power. So once you do that, you want to head down the elevator and take a left. What you want to do is you want to head into Rasmussen, and then on the tables and on the side shelves, you can get a bunch of tech loot. So once you loot Rasmussen, what you want to do is you want to head down this center hallway. And you want to open Kiba. You'll need the 2 Kiba keys in order to get in. Now, keep in mind, before you unlock this, if you haven't turned off the alarms, when you go to unlock this, if you haven't turned off the alarms, an alarm will sound. I'll show you a picture of the 2 places that you need to turn off the alarm. One of them is just upstairs. I can actually show you here. It's just up there behind the desk. And then the other area is in the back office by Goshan. It is in the little room. But once you do that, I'm not going to turn off the alarm because I'm actually in an offline raid. But I'm going to head on in here. So what you want to do, you want to check the mannequins. You can get armor off the mannequins. And then you just want to be checking inside the little glass showcases as you can get gun parts. Some of them are expensive. Some of them aren't. So you just want to be looking. You can actually get guns off of the walls as well. Like these ones specifically. And then the back wall over there. You can get guns that can have really good attachments. Sometimes they can have thermals. So I honestly recommend before you just go in here, just look through the glass on the outside. If you see some guns that have some good attachments, go in there. If you don't see any good guns with good attachments, might as well just not open it. Save the use for another raid. But you got some boxes you can open back here. Some loot spawns back here on this little counter. And then in the glass showcases back here as well. Once you loot that, you want to head across. You want to loot all these shelves in here. A bunch of loose barter and hideout items that you can get. Shelf there. A toolbox can actually spawn in this area. Check the shelf there. Check those shelves. And then check these shelves. Heading across in a Manus. Get loot on this little bench right here. And when I say loot, I should also clarify. In this room, you're going to be specifically getting medical loot, med kits, you know, all that sort of stuff. Possible LEDXs. You can actually jacket spawn there. Duffel bag spawn there. Valuable loot spawn on the shelf right here. Med bag spawn there, and then I believe in this area right here. You have a jacket spawn here, and then on this shelf you can get all sorts of medical items, as well as on this shelf. You have medical loot that can spawn there, and then a med bag or box that can spawn on top of these boxes. And then back here, you have a med bag or box that can spawn on this table. Heading directly across again, you want to head into this tech store. You want to check on top of all the counters and check for tech loot. Check back here, just on top of all these counters. Heading further down the hallway, you want to take a left. And in this immediate room, it is the Emercom medical room key. You want to head inside. And you just want to be looking around, any bags, any shelves, as you can get any medical loot again. Possible LEDXs, defibrillators, stuff like that. You can have some jackets and duffel bags that can spawn. So always good to check those. And then finally, the last store that we're going to want to loot is this tech and barter store. It's kind of a combination. The tech loot you get on these back counters and shelf over here. Get the tech loot off of this shelf and this counter. And then you get other barter stuff on these little counters or whatever you want to call them. You got duffel bag spawn here. And then all throughout here, you got a tool set or a toolbox that can spawn right here. You have a toolbox that can actually spawn in this little crevice right here. And then in the back corner over here, you can get med loot. Right here. So those are the areas in Interchange that I like to go around and loot. Keep in mind, again, this was just my route that I like to take. If there's any other area that you guys go through and you loot that I didn't say and you think could help other people, feel free to leave a comment and let us know. But anyways, I hope this guide helps you guys, and good luck in your Interchange raids.